Joan Robinson's mortal re-entry at a popular Washington, D.C. watering hole where quickly she loses track of time. Finally, after midnight, her limo pulls up at the White House door. Robinson notices President Trump mulling about, fumbling with his phone and muttering something about an urgent Twitter post. Judging the press too lost in space to share a nightcap, Robinson wanders and then discovers fellow zombie Adam Smith powdering his wig, prepping for the day ahead. Unfortunately, she greets Smith with a cheap shot. Something about why Scotsmen wear skirts. "Kilts, those are kilts," he bristles. Whatever, she deflects. Moments later, in an about-face, Robinson makes nice. "Adam, I admire you as a champion of capital enumeration." "Capital what?" Smith snorts. "You know, counting capital, describing how each piece is used productively or not. It's the one barn, one plow, two horses sort of thing. Are the horses plowing or used as hobby horses?" "Yeah, don't modern economists separate out the non-productive stuff?" Smith wonders. "Nope," replies Robinson. "How assets are used, productively or not, was dropped from the economic conversation long before I became, repurposed as a zombie," she chortles. Now it's difficult to tell much about would-be capitalists, about their commitment, or lack of it, to the common good. Fortunately, I just read something about this. Makes a lot of sense. Interested? Robinson inquires. "Sure," cracks Smith. "And see how busy you are reading stacks of new stuff?" "Well, what do you think I've been doing at that bar?" "Stop, don't you dare answer, Adam." Smith grins as Robinson continues. "The way future zombies, check that, the way future economists will remember the Donald Trump era," she opines, "will be about hoopla, real and imagined. The American system is rigged. Truthfully, the American economy is rigged badly. Rigging or gaming saps productivity and lowers incomes for most. It redistributes to the wealthy away from the less well-to-do. It violates the fundamental assumption of capitalism that self-interested action line up with the common good." I'm reading now, Robinson says, about riggers and gamers, about how they get away with it. Most is what I call nice fraud, not committed by thugs, but often by Ivy Leaguers in best professional attire. Metaphorically, it's about them turning plow horses into hobby horses, but not owning up. It's about capitalists segueing to become pseudo-capitalists, about taking the money and then running. Ever see anything like this 2 centuries ago in Scotland? Joan Robinson inquires. "Well, there were plenty of shady players for sure," Smith ruminates. "I told my students capitalism fumbles when fraud becomes commonplace. They liked examples about horses." "So be specific," she implores. "Okay, back then, with little regulation, firms operated on the caveat emptor principle, buyer beware. Suppose a farmer searches for a horse to pull a plow. He could get pummeled by an unscrupulous trader, of course, and there would be no recourse. His new enterprise could be lost to being tricked, even in just one shady deal." "How did it work then?" Robinson asks. "Well, suppose an unscrupulous trader unloads a tired old horse," Adam continues, "too depleted to plow. The horse's teeth might get filed down, wiping out any black telltale signs. Some traders even painted over white hairs on the horse's face to camouflage its age." "So I'm beginning to see your point, Professor Robinson. 2 centuries ago, if I filed down a horse's teeth and painted its face, I would have isolated myself as a bad person. Today, if I game a company or an entire industry, I'm likely to be heralded by my alma mater as someone who got all of the lessons right." Ironically, Robinson observes, huge sums are committed to training future business leaders how to commit nice fraud, but called, of course, discreetly something else, game theory. It's about how to game a competitor, an industry, even an entire economy, and all too often then also to take the money and run. Don't stop, Smith implores. Okay. Nobel laureate Angus Deaton expresses concern, too. Many of these folks are using their talents not for the greater good, but merely as strategy to amass wealth quickly. Is America really comfortable, he wonders, with its brightest and best using their skills in ways that may not benefit society? One among many dismaying illustrations is so-called pharma fraud. Patients needing life-saving pharmaceuticals should not get their blood drained metaphorically. Consider alleged fraud, nice fraud, at Mylan. A decade ago, it acquired patent rights to an existing affordable life-saving drug, EpiPen. Then pseudo-capitalist Mylan jacked up price fivefold through 17 price increases. Now a single emergency injection costs over $250. But according to Utah Congressman Jason Chavez, the juice inside cost Mylan just $1. Only $1. Does that seem right? Bloody no. Well, no, booms Adam Smith, ever the moral philosopher. Wall Street Journal reports Mylan's chairman received nearly $100 million in 2016, Robinson continues, and another $59 million in benefits. Aren't capitalists supposed to be serving the common good? Gross, Smith echoes. I think, summarizes Robinson, we're getting close to understanding capitalism's central problem. It's about incentives and disincentives to make society better or worse off, especially when private incentives diverge from fulfillment of public needs. Capitalism can be brought to crisis. This is what's happening at this moment. Then she shifts gears. Adam Jones says parenthetically, you're standing quite close, and there's something I need to discuss with you. It's your lousy breath. Sorry, even your best dead friend might not tell you. Donald Trump is about to lay it on you, though, if I don't. So look out. Whatever, Smith sighs, I'll borrow some of his mouthwash tomorrow. Eureka, Robinson exclaims. But I wonder if we'll last in Trump's White House even one more day.